Got the shit in there.
From the 757 to the 713, where you know we stay whipping through the streets. Some will call it swinging bang, some will call it slow ride. I just call it cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the.
Yo! Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is October 31st. Yes! It's Halloween. Happy Halloween to everyone that celebrates Halloween. To those that don't, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man. That's just what you don't do. I understand. I completely understand. So today we will be talking about my favorite. Would we say horror? I think we say horror. The greatest horror TV show of all time. And you can go argue with yourself, argue with your mom, argue whoever fudge ruckers do you need to argue with. Almost cursed. Yeah, you almost got me. You can argue whoever you need to argue with. But the greatest horror TV show of all time that ran for 15 years, that drove a Malibu, baby, that had two brothers fighting against evil and coming back every time. That's right. We talking about Supernatural. Woo! We are talking about Supernatural. I don't know what's going on right now. Hold on. What is this? Making sure that we can do a stable connection. I hate to stabilize my foot up someone's ass. Yeah, I don't know what's been going on. My computer's acting weird today. Super weird, actually. Let me see. Am I connected? SpaghettiOs. Yeah, we're there. All right. Well, if we lose connection, I will definitely have to redo all this. So this is going to be fun. Probably have to do a take two of this one, because if you guys do see two of these and it kind of cuts out a little bit, it's because my computer lost connection for some reason. I don't know what's going on. It's acting very slow right now. So, but we will be talking about Supernatural today. So, hopefully this doesn't ruin my night or whatever. So, with that, where you can find the Cruise Podcast, where you can find the Cruise Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, you can find latest updates of the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. Yes, let's get it. All right, this is what's going on right now. I'm hyped about this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this show with every fight. Right, okay, already. I don't know what happened. If the beginning of this sounds a little weird, my bad. I don't know what was going on. I had to restart my whole computer. My opening was completely. Hopefully it doesn't get lost. I'm going to try to use that opening because I feel like that was a lot of energy that I expended right there that I hopefully did not freaking waste. Dog nabbit. But just in case this is the beginning, yo! Welcome back to another edition of the Cruise Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is Halloween. Let's go. Yeah. Oh my God, my hair looks. I guess I need a haircut. I guess it's time for me to get a haircut. I don't know. Yeah, so that's pretty much what we're doing. I'm very upset right now. I'm so angry. All the energy has been sucked out of me, but it's okay. You know what? We're gonna snap back right now. Let's get it. Let's go. We are talking about Supernatural. There's been some news that I've been seeing on Facebook. Hopefully it's not fake. Pretty sure it is fake because they like to fake people out on Facebook. Hold on, let me do one. Okay. So yeah. So, okay, cool. So that downloaded. That's cool. So I just want to let you guys know that yesterday I did do a Patreon episode, but I was way too tired to edit and do anything else. So there's going to be 2 episodes coming out tonight. One on Patreon and one on regular. I probably will fuck this up, and knowing me, that's probably what's going to happen. So, Yeah, it's pretty much all I'm talking about today is just Supernatural. So if you don't like Supernatural and you don't like to hear cool things or hear great things about great shows, then this is not the episode for you. But if this is the episode for you, maybe I'm putting you on to something nice, baby. Woo! Let's go! All right. So, if you guys don't know, Supernatural is a show about two brothers that are traveling across country fighting supernatural beings. All the what's the word that I can say? Like the different lores that happen that we've heard about throughout history, like the Lady in White, like the Wendigo, and like different things like that. That's really what the first season was about. Was really a monster of the week. If you can hear the dog barking in the background, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I don't know why she's barking right now. It's just there should be no kids outside right now. It's 11:36 p.m. But it is about two brothers that are fighting supernatural beings in different ways while riding in a Malibu, a beautiful, sexy fucking Malibu. Ooh, yeah. So the first 3 seasons is about them fighting against the yellow-eyed demon. Right? Yeah, I think this is the first 3 seasons. I can always fucking forget. There's about 20 seasons of this show. No, it's about 15 seasons. I'm lying to myself. It's about 15 seasons. Yeah, it's 15 years. So, the show, what's crazy is that this show survived the writer strike, and I think it survived 2 writer strikes if I remember correctly. Shit, holy mother goose! So this kind of gives us an introduction, not even an introduction. Jensen Ackles was already kind of known on the CW network for playing in Smallville. Actually, he was supposed to be he was really, I think he was supposed to be Clark Kent, or well, not supposed to. He did audition to become Clark Kent for Smallville, and then also Jared Padalecki was on Gilmore Girls, which was also on, you guessed it, CW slash. Was it the WB at the time? Yeah, it was the WB when the show first started. I think I still got the original DVDs to Supernatural. Especially the first season was amazing. I would say this: my favorite part of the show, and most people might differ from what I'm saying, um, was when they introduced the angels and also the devil to the show, to Lucifer to the show. I think they did an amazing job at playing playing the role of like religion slash lore. You know what I'm saying? Like stories that we've heard, and things that we've heard about, different angels and things like that, and turning it on his head a little bit sometimes. Also, we get a Nephilim at the end of the series practically. Sam and Dean at least comes back from hell 2 times. Dean actually tortures people while he's in hell. Also, one of the most like craziest and most greatest lines and most like thorough shit I ever heard in my life. There's a lot of thorough shit that's said during this show, but the most thorough shit was said by Dean, because Dean was about to get killed by these 2 guys that seemed like they were trying to rob him or something like that. I forgot their names, but Dean did actually on TikTok. I actually liked it on TikTok. I will have to find it, but Dean comes back. Dean says, oh, y'all think y'all got me. Okay. He said, but when I come back, not if I come back from the dead, when I come back from the dead, he was like, it's going to be hell to pay. I loved it. It's a hard line. It's just one of the hardest lines. Like y'all, it's really much slept on. I think, of course, everybody knows the first 5 to 6 seasons of Supernatural is probably peak television. Did it run a little too long? Maybe. Did they have some unnecessary deaths? Maybe. It's just some people, you gotta understand. The show went on for a very long time. Most people don't want to get typecast. Most people don't want to get stuck in one role for their whole career, and also just be known for one role in their whole career. And so, yeah, we had some unnecessary deaths that kind of had to happen. Of course, we've had doppelgangers on this show. Of course, we've had the I think they also did the Robert doll. They did quite a few different things. Also, the best episode, and I'm telling you guys, if we're going just by straight episodes, first of all, the showdown between Michael and Lucifer at the church grounds. Best episode ever. That was the best. With Swan Song, great episode. Fantastic. The best one for me is the Scooby-Doo crossover episode. First of all, I don't know how they did this. I do wish this though, that they were able to bring Scooby-Doo live action out and maybe had like Freddie Prinze Jr. and what's her name? Oh my gosh, she's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Michelle Gellar. Michelle Gellar. Yeah. Have that crew. Even Matthew Lillard. I forgot the one that played Velma's name. I don't think she's done a lot of work actually. Yeah, she's done a lot of work. I wish they were able to bring that live action crew out and like kind of meet Sam and Dean too, because Dean was definitely trying to get with Daphne at some point, and Fred was not having it. I think that was the best episode. I think it really did reignite the show, was the Scooby-Doo crossover. I think they did an amazing job of that. Now, of course, we've had our spinoffs. We had one spinoff so far. We were supposed to have two. We were supposed to have the Wayward Sisters. Didn't happen. They actually kind of had like a soft. So CW's good for this. They have like soft openings, not soft openings, soft series premieres, or they try to premiere a show, and I think the Wayward Sisters just wasn't received right. Then they did the Winchesters. Of course, they did young John Winchester and young Mary Winchester. I want to say this. I wish they had more time. I really do. I think they deserved another season of that. But there has been rumors on Facebook that Supernatural might be returning, and I saw a plot line. And of course, this is going to be complete spoilers if you have not watched the series finale. If you haven't watched the series yet, but Dean is, of course, at least one of them had to die at the end of this. Of course, it had to be Dean because Dean lived the life. If there was one of them that was going to be able to stop hunting and stop everything they're doing and live an actual good life and live a life of and raise a family and just get away from the family business, I would have said it was Sam, and I'm glad that they pulled that part because it's the only one that would have made sense. Dean was born in the life. He was the life. Dean is the greatest out of both of them. Let's be real for a second. Sam had his moments. Sam was a smart guy. Sam was this, that, and the third. But Sam also needed powers at some point, too. Let's be real. Sam needed the Yellow Eyes Demon's powers in the first couple of seasons. And once he figured out that he could kill demons with that power, I wish they kept. I wish there was some way that they went back to that a little bit. They never went back to it. And then also, what was cool about the show was they were always on the move. You know what I'm saying? They were going place to place. Like, they would just show up to these places because they heard of this thing happening there. Once they got the Man of Letters tunnel, once they got the little headquarters at the Man of Letters, I felt like there was a stagnation with the show from there. I wish there wasn't too much of it. Like, I wish they were still moving around as much as possible. I liked it. You know what I mean? That's just what I am. I'm a Monsters of Week type person. I do know that they had to start doing plot shit, but at the same time, they did a great job of mixing the plot with like fighting different lores. I guess there's not too many lores you can fight too many times. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Our favorite character on the show, if we're not talking Dean and Sam, is definitely Crowley. Crowley was the best. We all love Crowley. Let's just be real. Like, let's all put our chips on the table. Crowley was the best one. Crowley had the best character arc out of everyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was this really evil demon that did horrible things, that made deals, that did all that shit. Also, Crowley was also like the king of hell at one point. He got all the way to that point. And then he started doing good until he got killed. You know what I'm saying? And then, it's crazy because, we see angels as like these good guys. But of course, people have not read the Old Testament, don't know don't know religion too much. So they can be murderous, and jealous of humans. I love the reveal of who God was, or I love the reveal of who was playing God. I like that they did add in darkness. Like, of course, there was darkness before there was light. Um, this show really, like, every time they started doing Monsters of the Week again, like, I was glued in. I loved it. The overall arc of the show was definitely amazing. I loved it. It was just every part of the show was great. There was a little bit of a lull, of course, with the Leviathan one. That was a little bit of a lull. Also, one of our favorite characters also died during the Leviathan situation, during the Leviathan arc. And but now I'm sorry that we're going to continue on. We're going to continue on. My bad. I know I kind of like skipped over something that I was talking about at first. My bad. So what I've heard so far is that the show is coming back, but no. The show is coming back. That's what I heard. This is on Facebook. This is just allegedly. Allegedly, the show is coming back. What they said is that Dean's soul is at peace, and somehow he's brought back in from this ancient entity that brings him back, and he has to pretty much save the world again. I don't know how many times Sam and Dean have to save the world, and also come back from this time. He's coming back from heaven. I don't think he's ever came back from heaven. He came back from hell a couple times, and also purgatory, but he's definitely never came back from. I don't think this will be a first. And if they do this, that I hope that they don't mess it up. I really hope that they do not. But just leave it alone. This is pretty much what the plot line was for Black Panther. Like, they were going to bring Killmonger back and him be Black Panther. And then I just don't. I don't want y'all to sit here and say, all right, well, this is going to be the storyline, and then switch it up on us at the whenever you get a chance. Like, I just hope that does not happen. If you're not gonna do any of that shit, don't do that. Don't do this shit. Let's finish off the boys. You should have just did the spinoffs and call it a day. By the way, just in case, Eric Kripke is also the creator, or is he the creator, showrunner? He's the showrunner. Yeah, Eric Kripke, hands is all over Supernatural and also the boys. These are his two babies. Of course, we're practically having a Supernatural reunion on the boys because Soldier Boy's coming back, who was Jensen Ackles. Jared Padalecki has been reported to be back. The father, John Winchester. Oh my gosh, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan has already been back on this show. He was on last season. And also, if I remember correctly, I saw Misha Collins is also supposed to be in this coming up on this season also. I think that our introduction to Jeffrey Dean Morgan as John Winchester was great too. I think his arc of dying and coming back also was pretty cool. Like the episode that we do get him back, I think that was I thought they did a fantastic job. I thought they were gonna give us a chance to watch him with them as like because they were kind of, as the show started, Sam just started college, so he had to be about 18, 19. And Dean had to be about maybe 20, 21, somewhere around there, around that range. The show was funny. I think that they should have finished the series with maybe the dad coming back and just being with them, being with their mom also, because that happens also. And so I just think that that's what they should have did. I maybe I'm wrong. Maybe y'all can maybe do what y'all. I mean, say what you want to say about it. But I would have had him finish the series, but I know he was probably still playing Negan because, as everybody knows, he's Negan in the Walking Dead, a very iconic character. So you guys definitely get a chance when he's introduced to the show. Holy mother goose, shit goes down. Shit goes down. Some people will say that is the downfall of the show, but who knows? We just, someone would say it. Not Supernatural, Walking Dead. Second, actually, for me, that would have been number 2 if they just stopped it at some point, but they didn't. So, what more can I say about Supernatural? I don't think there's too much. Like, the comedy is amazing. The show is funny. Of course, Bobby Singer, one of the better ones. Rufus was a good one. I heard there was supposed to be a prequel series of Rufus and Bobby. I wish they did that. If they do ever do that, that would be awesome. I would watch it. Faux show. We've had it. There was a lot of people that came what's his name? Not Gus. What the fuck is his name? Garth. Garth, you know what I mean? A lot of people died because of the brothers also, let's be real. A lot of people that shouldn't have died. But I'm sure they just didn't want to be part of a show for too long. You know what I'm saying? Be typecast. I completely understand. I know I just repeated myself on that one, my fault. But yeah, man, I'm just letting you guys know, man. Please go check out Supernatural. I don't know if I can sell it any better than what I just did. It's going to be a wild ride. If you're into like conspiracies or you're into lores, like I think also they fought La Llorona. They fought everyone. Any supernatural being that you really can think of, they fought it and had like spell books and shit like that to be able to beat these monsters. And it was kind of cool how they figured out how to stop them, how to, they had to kill skinwalkers. There's a few times where they became like, there was one episode where Dean is actually being chased by the cops as a murderer because they thought him as a skinwalker killed a bunch of people. Like that, a skinwalker took over his. I'm sorry, didn't take over, but did the skinwalker thing, became him and started killing people. And then all of a sudden he became public enemy number one because they thought he killed a couple people. Also bank robbery and shit like that. So if you guys get a chance, they in one of the first episodes, of course, they fight. It's the first episode? Yeah, the first episode they fight Lady in the White. That's that's a pretty interesting thing to watch, man. I just that's the first episode. If I could sell you guys on it, Sam comes back and his girlfriend is killed. Yeah, you're welcome. That's the first episode. Yay! Yeah, spoiler. No, I'm sorry. You guys are. If you watch it, if you've already watched it, watch it again. You know what I'm saying? But if you haven't yet, it's a beautiful show, man. Overall, you're going to enjoy yourself. I can't promise more than anything else. Like I do promise nothing but entertainment. If you're into heaven and into heaven and hell, you're gonna enjoy this show. If you're into like leviathans and Greek gods and things like you will enjoy every part of the show. I really think there's something for everyone in this show for sure. I really do. For Supernatural to go on for 15 years, something had to go right. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, we got One Piece has been going on for almost 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, something had to go right. Something has to be going right. There has to be some type of juice out there to make sure that, like, oh, this show is amazing. And we need to keep doing this. And then also, we need to bring these actors back on a different show because their chemistry is just that great. And I really think that's what they did very well, was really, really play on the chemistry between Sam and Dean. And those two guys, if they're not, they apparently on my sister-in-law, she's a big fan. She's a bigger fan than me of Supernatural. Like, she goes to all the conventions. She's worked the conventions. She's met Sam and Dean, Jensen and Jared. I think she's also met Misha. She would tell me better, and she'd tell you better than anybody. But I've taken a picture next to baby. I have a few pictures on Instagram. My Instagram should have it. Has pictures of me next to the black Malibu. You know what I'm saying? Your boy, you know what I'm saying? Looking all sexy next to that motherfucking car. That car is sexy. Whenever I get rich and get money, that's why I probably want to be the second purchase I have. First, I'm getting my mom a house, and then secondly, I'm getting that car. That car's next. I don't need a house when I'm in that fucking car. I'm cool. I'm getting that motherfucking car though. Actually, that'll probably be my third purchase. Second purchase probably be a Jaguar, and then the Malibu for sure. And then my brothers and sisters. I mean, they get broken off. You know what I mean? Of course they get broken off. Why not? You know what I'm saying? It's my brothers and sisters. That's what the fuck we do. So, but yeah, if you haven't, like I said, I know I said this before. If you haven't watched the show, man, please go check it out. It's Supernatural. I think it's on Netflix, but TNT has been running reruns of it for so many years. If you are if you're up during the day and you're not working, or maybe you need some background show to watch, that is the show to watch. I'm telling you that. The first couple episodes you don't even need to follow. I mean, like, you don't need to, like, they try to get you, they suck you in with the show because of the lures that they fight against, and you're going to enjoy that part of the story. So I don't know how else I can explain this to you, man. This is one of the greatest horror shows of all time. You're going to enjoy yourself. 15, I think it's 15 seasons. 15 seasons. Each season is about 22 to 23 episodes. So that's a lot of fucking episodes to watch. So if you're trying to like have a long binge of something, Supernatural is your show. You're welcome. So with that, I'd like to say that is the Cruiser Podcast for today. I'm telling you guys right now that there will be 2 episodes premiering today. If you don't have the Patreon, you are missing out on a good Patreon, on a great Patreon, where I'm talking about the scariest injuries I've ever seen in my life, the my fears, my actual like superficial and non-superficial fears, and also damn, there was something else I talked about. That's going to be the surprise, I guess, because I fucking forgot. I guess you'll be surprised just like I'll be surprised. Also, if this starts off abruptly, it's mostly because I don't know how to put that episode back here, or the episode that I had done. Sorry, to begin the intro that I did for this episode. I don't know. So I'm gonna make sure that if it's not there, I'm gonna fix it for sure. So I'm sorry if this starts abruptly. Normally, guys, I have my own intro and everything like that, and just and my computer was acting very wonky. I'm probably because I kept it on and not kept it on, but it's been chilling. So, all right. So with that, I like to say, man, thank you guys so much for listening to the Cruise Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz. Please go check out the Patreon, man. It's only $3 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's not even that, normally people be like, yeah, replace your coffee with this. You don't even need to replace your coffee. I don't even think that a coffee costs that much. I'm literally cheaper. Like the podcast Patreon is literally cheaper than coffee. It's amazing. And I'm doing more content there. It's woo, what? Y'all are sleeping. So with that, I like to say thank you guys so much for listening to the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz. And did I tell y'all where you can find it? I did not. So where you can find the Cruising Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, we find latest updates to the show. It's on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter and Nicedown Finance. And with that, I like to say, love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to Cruising Podcast. Thank you for checking this out. If you want to, subscribe right there. And then I'll say, love you guys so much. Don't do anything I want to do. Catch you guys later. Deuces.